What is going on, everybody? My name is Aaron, or XrayCosmo, and welcome back to another Overwatch video. So this video is on a topic that I've spoken about in recent tier list videos because every time I make a hero ranking, we have the same issue for one hero. If you couldn't tell from the thumbnail silhouette and don't know who I'm talking about, it's Bastion. Bastion is a very tricky hero to talk about as there's not much you can do with him. To put it flat and simple, he is not a good standalone hero, and I'm going to give you guys reasons for that in a second. But before I start, a large percentage of you guys are not subscribed, so if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. It's free. We're about to hit 3K. I'm going to stop blabbing now and talk about why Bastion is a terrible hero. Right now on the screen are the biggest issues with Bastion in my opinion. These are the main reasons on why he is an unbalanced trash can, and some of the reason why his pick rate is extremely low across the board, going from PC to console, PS4 to Xbox to Switch. For every platform, his pick rate is under 0.50. Now, one of the trends of his pick rate is the first issue of him being too powerful against players who are in lower ranks and most likely uncoordinated. He does gain a higher pick rate once you go lower in the ranks, and this is because he is too strong for these lower levels since they can't deal with him. But does this make a difference? Does this make Bastion a good hero? No, because his pick rate averaged out between the higher ranks, Diamond, Masters, and GM, are a whopping, wait for it, 0.12. This is terrible considering the highest pick rate hero over the last 6 months is Ana with 12%. So obviously better players are not picking Bastion. Why? This is my next reason, which is being forced to play around a Bastion. I'm sure everyone knows unless a miracle occurs, if you're not running double shield for Bastion, it's pretty much a loss, and I think this is one of the main reasons. The case with other heroes is you can be a lot more flexible for tanks and healers specifically when it comes to the DPS picks, and why would you pick a Bastion when you could play another hero and not restrict the team from playing other heroes? And this isn't just double shield, by the way. This could involve something like a pocket as well. So it's the general area of playing around a Bastion. I don't need to talk about it more. I'm sure you guys know exactly what I mean when I say this. And my third and last reason, which also kind of plays with the last one, is Bastion having pretty much zero mobility. Him having no mobility and the team having to play around him gives them zero mobility. It's just another reason not to play Bastion, and this seems to be the reason with a lot of the reworked heroes focusing more on Sim and Torb. Before Sim's second rework, she pretty much had no mobility and would just sit with her turret nest, and you can say the same thing for Torb with his turret. Both of those reworks made those heroes a lot more mobile, giving Sim her teleporter as an ability, which influenced a lot of new strategies that no one expected, and the same with Torb as he didn't have to sit by his turret. And as I said, because this is an issue with Bastion, it makes it even worse than pre-work of other heroes because his stationary is attached to him. You, the hero, can't move. You're always stuck in one position, usually sitting behind a Rein or a Risa, and Sigma now. So how can we fix these problems? Well, we have these issues that need fixing, and the solutions are three things: viability in all situations, mobility, and not needing team support to be a viable hero. And to do this, we are going to have to switch up some things. One of the main issues with Bastion is his sentry mode, so how could the mobility problem be solved? So I want to start off with changing sentry mode up a little bit. He needs to keep this, by the way. It's what makes Bastion Bastion, and I would never want Blizzard taking it away. So I want to move this ability into his ultimate slot, as I think it's a lot easier to get rid of this from his abilities and build something else around, something new. We are trying to get his mobility up here and make him more self-reliant. So that's why I'm doing this. Mobility is the final goal. Obviously, it would be buffed or nerfed accordingly, but not how you guys might think as dish damage or spread buffs. I want him to be able to walk with double miniguns. When he shoots, he would walk slower, and this would take away him just having to sit in sentry mode. These can also overheat, so they have to figure out a way to hit their shots so the players cannot just spray. Now that his ultimate is out of the way, I just want to go into his team play. What are his new abilities that make it so he is more viable and independent from a DPS like McCree or Hanzo? Well, now we have the issue of creating a hero that's not a Soldier 76 clone that's better than the original. So how do we do this? Well, I've looked for many things online and found that a lot of people want to incorporate Ganymede, I'm really not sure if I said that right, into Bastion's kit in some way, almost as a scouting bird. But in my opinion, choosing someone you can see through walls is way too overpowered, especially for a DPS who's pumping out a lot of damage. So maybe a little arrow indicator to show where they are, and Bastion could do a little more damage to this target, but only Bastion, not like a Zen Discord orb. Another ability that has been mass suggested is called Flash Shutter. Now, this has been suggested on the forums and Reddit, and this next ability is actually really interesting as I think it could be a very balanced ability and good for higher level Bastion players. This gives Bastion a personal shield like he had in the beta. I'm not sure if it made it to release, but he did have a shield. Most of you probably remember that. but this gives Bastion a personal shield for a very small amount of time to block things like Sleep Dart or other CCs that would cause issues for the hero. This would obviously work well with his current abilities now, in my opinion, but maybe for my version where his sentry is his ult, could be an option. There's a lot of playing around to do with this, so I want to know what you guys think. Don't forget to comment your ideas for possible Bastion fixes. Now that was my ideas for Bastion being revamped as a DPS hero, but what if we just completely throw him into another role? Now most of you can probably see where I'm going with this as we change him into a tank. Now, first, what we would have to do is make Bastion a little more beefy and a little more chunky, so I'm adding on 150 health and 50 armor, putting him at 350 health, 150 armor, going at 500 in total. We are also going to change up his abilities, and I'm going to be using Ganymede, whatever it is, in this again. So since tanks mostly have stun abilities, he is going to get what I call Whistle, where he can aim at a target, whistle, and Ganymede will fly and stun them. This would kind of be like Briggs' Whip, just with a bird. And his second ability would pretty much be Orissa's Fortify. He would have a gun similar to hers as well, where it slows you down but doesn't do a lot of damage. Well, more than Orissa's. Make it so it can pack a punch, because we're thinking of Bastion as an off tank here, not a main tank. We're not making him a shield tank. The main goal as a tank here with Bastion is to get rid of double shield Bastion and him needing to play around the team. We want him to be independent, but in my opinion, I like DPS Bastion more, and this is more just for shits and gigs, and what he could be in Overwatch 2. Lastly, for tank Bastion, we have his ultimate, and I'm actually going to leave that one up to you guys. If Bastion was a tank, what would you think his ultimate might be? How could we fix the problems I mentioned earlier in this video? I would love to hear your guys' opinions. I've seen a lot of things about a helicopter Bastion. I don't know if that's the smartest opinion or just smartest idea in general. I really imagine playing like McCree and High Nooning and Bastion just comes as a helicopter and just grinds you down in a second. That does not sound fun at all. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you want more gaming content and news, hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can see all my videos when they first come out. Also, if you want a shout out at the end of the video, leave a comment and you can get picked for that. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.